Miss Kennedy, your 3 minutes. Okay, do I start now? Yes, please. Yes. Okay. I'm Mary Kennedy. I have lived in Oakville since 1973. I have seen a lot of changes over that time. Interestingly enough, I came from Montreal, Quebec. I grew up in Dorval, so I was really pleasantly surprised that I found out Dorval is the twin city of Oakville. Anyway, also I have 4 children and I have 2 grandchildren, so I am concerned. I'm a family-orientated person. Which brings me to safety. We are a relatively safe community, which is true, but we border Mississauga, which isn't so safe, and also Toronto. I recently lost a mutual friend of mine and a friend that died of a gunshot in Toronto. He had a 2 or 3 year old daughter who he used to speak to all the time. She's not going to hear from her father again. Now, of course, in Mississauga, by Sheridan Mall, there are 2 high-rise buildings, and these high-rise buildings, I lived in one of them a long time ago, and that was 30 years ago when I was young. I went by them about a year ago, and they look like something out of Young and Finch. I would be concerned because this is going to trickle into Oakville one way or the other, I believe, over time. Anyway, I'm concerned because I've also had compromises of my safety in Oakville, which seems very strange. But one day I was waiting at the bus stop in Maple Grove Village, okay, which is really, you know, East Oakville, should be a good area. It was around 7:30 at night. It was around 4 years ago. It was about November, so of course it was dark at the time. I basically was waiting for a bus, and along came 2 young men. And they were whispering and pointing at me. I was never so nervous in my life. And basically, I wanted to get home, though, to my family, and I thought, you know, should I go away from this bus stop, or what should I do? Well, in a few minutes or so, another group of teenagers came along with a case of beer. But you know what? I was so happy to see them. I couldn't believe how lucky I was. I don't know how they know that or realize today that they basically, I think they saved me from harm. And you know that basically I was so pleased. And those 2 young men got on the bus with me, and the driver told them to stop what they were doing. I believe they were carving something into the seats. And that knife, or whatever they had, was basically something they could have used on me. Now, this doesn't happen too often in Oakville, but just to give you an idea. Another time I was on Spears Road. This was a daytime, and I was crossing on my pedestrian light.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Kennedy.
Oh,
now it's time for... Now it's time for our candidates to provide